What's the word, ladies and gentlemen? This is Andrew, and today I'll be talking about 4 games that I am most excited about, most hyped for, coming up within the next year. Now, these 4 are taken from a personal list of games that I myself am hyped about, so if there's a game that I didn't mention here that you are excited about, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys to see what you guys are into. Also, these games are not listed in any particular order, so don't think I am more excited about number 1 over number 3. Anyways, to start us off, coming in at number 4, No Man's Sky. It's essentially a space exploration game with a scale so massive, it will take you about, I'm not even joking, 585 billion years to see every planet. And that's counting if you're only seeing them at a rate of 1 planet per second. So how many planets is that? Well, just about 18 quintillion life-size planets in this game. I'll post the real number up here. Oh my god, that's a gigantic numbers, but that's the number according to Hello Games, the developer for this particular game that I'm excited about. Now, the whole point of this game, well, it's essentially up to you. You can either join a side of a warring faction, explore and trade minerals to upgrade your ship and gear, be a general explorer of planets, destroy planets, or journey to the center of the universe, which apparently has some sort of massive secret event that will happen, so I guess it's worthwhile doing. So if it isn't obvious, I'm pretty hyped about this game because it looks so freaking gorgeous. I mean, just look at the footage, it looks pretty damn awesome. Something about seeing how massive the scale is just seems so breathtaking. Now, I don't believe the focus will be multiplayer, though I have read around that they do plan on implementing some type of multiplayer aspect. I believe it will be some sort of like lobby system where a number of players can load into one universe. However, running into another player will be a rare occasion given the massive scale of this universe, and coordinating with your friends may be difficult and kind of a lengthy task. Sean Murray, one of the devs, went into some detail in an interview, and I'll go ahead and link that in the description box below. Go ahead and check that out for your reading. Also, there doesn't seem to be any loading screens. Sean Murray mentioned in the articles, everything seems to be entirely computer generated. Don't ask me about the technical details because I won't know them, but I'll go ahead and link that as well in the description. A little article for you guys. Now, I guess my only concern about this game is that I fear things will become a little repetitive. You know, I mean, sure, the first 24 hours of playing the game straight, I mean, I'm not gonna play the game straight, but you know, the first 24 hours into the game, things will be fresh, right? What happens after 100 hours? Or 500 hours? Because I'll be curious to see if the planets start looking the same. I'll give the devs the benefit of the doubt though, and that surely they'll have some sort of progression system to keep things fresh and interesting. But overall, I think this game looks super promising, and I'll be excited to play it. You guys may be wondering, when does it come out? Well, apparently later on this year, 2015, it'll be available on the PS4 as well as the PC. So something to look forward to, guys. Number 3. Overwatch. Now, I'm not going to get too into this one as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about this game. It's a multiplayer arena-based FPS developed by Blizzard. That's right, guys, like makers of StarCraft, WoW, you name it. It has a bunch of different heroes and classes, all of which have their own role on the battlefield. The game will feature 6 vs 6 combat with 4 different roles: offensive, defensive, support, and a tank. Now, the 2 modes that I'm aware of in this game are payload, which is where you escort a vehicle to a certain spot and the other team has to stop you. And for my Dirty Bomb subscribers, that would be sort of like the map on Chapel or Bridge, where you have to escort the EV to a certain point. Now, there's also point capture, where one team has to capture all the points on a map and the defending team has to stop them. Now, that is pretty straightforward, just your typical objective, you know, point-based game. So, what's the plot? Well, Overwatch is based on a super futuristic world that was once terrorized by omnic robots who threatened humanity. Now, Overwatch was a task force put together to end the crisis and remained the peacekeeping force until something went down. Something happened, something hit the fan. The end result is that they get disbanded. Now, I'm assuming you'll play as the ex-agents of Overwatch, some good, some bad, and the gameplay here just looks super promising and epic. I guess the thing you guys are most curious about is the release date. Well, apparently there's a placeholder that has been put into Battle.net, the Battle.net launcher for Overwatch, but it isn't scheduled to be released for beta until later this year in the fall, and it will be available for the PC. So keep your eyes and ears open, guys. This one looks pretty friggin' awesome. Alrighty, so for number 2, Battleborn. Now this game is another cartoony looking shooter developed by the same guys who did the Borderlands games. That's right guys, Gearbox Software and their publisher 2K Games. Now as a Dota player, I am particularly interested in this game because they've been marketing it as a MOBA inspired shooter. You have 25 unique playable characters, though I would assume they would release more, and you also have a single player co-op campaign mode, sort of like Borderlands. But the most interesting part is that they have a competitive 5 vs 5 mode. Well, I should say modes because there's actually 3 that I know of. Incursion, which sounds like most like a MOBA. You know, you have your own base, you defend against waves of AI with your own AI and try to push up and destroy the enemy base. But then you also have Devastation, which is essentially like capturing objectives, your standard point control mode. And then you have Meltdown, which is a sort of an interesting mode that I don't quite understand, but it has something to do with protecting your minions, marching to the center of a map, and a giant incinerator. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this all means, but I'll be excited to see how it plays out. Another interesting thing is that there's a leveling system that is rather complicated in this game. You have the Helix progression system, and then you also have like a character and command rank progression. Now, the Helix system is set up so that you can level up your character in the match to get small perks and augments to enhance your character in that match. Now, these reset after the game, so you won't be able to keep your bonuses after it ends. However, you also have character rank and command rank, which are on more global basis. Now I won't get into too much detail about this leveling up ranking system, but I'll go ahead and include an article, a link to an article in the description that'll explain it a bit more. Battleborn comes out February 9, 2016, available on the PC, Xbox One, and the PS4. Alright, so for number 1 we have Battlefront. So this game is another big one that everyone's talking about. I mean, it's Star Wars for Pete's sake. Everyone's gonna talk about whether or not they love it or hate it. It's being developed by DICE, published by EA, and I haven't played the older version of Battlefront, but from what I've read, it's going to be a complete reboot from these games. Just from the gameplay that is released currently, Battlefront looks very promising. I understand they took a lot of time with getting the Star Wars themed artwork, models, and sounds down, and from the footage that I'm seeing, it seems to have really paid off. It looks really good. As far as the gameplay goes, you can switch between first person and third person mode and play on the classic planets of the Star Wars universe such as Hoth, Tatooine, Endor. You cannot explore space as the battles are limited to the individual planets, but you do have 12 multiplayer maps to play upon launch. The multiplayer mode will support up to 40 players per map, and you will be on either the Rebel Alliance side or the Imperial Stormtroopers. You'll also be able to play iconic characters such as Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett as sort of power-up characters during the matches. The game seems to be focused on multiplayer as there doesn't seem to be a campaign mode, though apparently there'll be smaller solo or co-op missions they can do in offline mode, which is nice if you're into that sort of thing. Anyways, I won't go into too much about this game as I'm sure you guys already know much of this information, but the exciting thing is that closed alpha has already started in July. The game will be released November 15th, 2015 for the PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. The first DLC, Battle of Jakku, will be released December 8th, 2015, and for those who are into pre-ordering games, I personally am not. But if you do pre-order Battlefront, you'll be able to get the DLC a week earlier, thus making it December 1st. Anyways guys, that concludes my personal short list of games that I'm looking forward to. I could have probably gone on for hours about all the different games I'd like to play, but my time is limited as I'm sure yours is as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and let's aim for 100 likes on this one. And if you're new to my channel, you should check it out because I'm currently covering a game called Dirty Bomb. But I'm looking to branch it out as well, so if you check out my videos, you like my style, go ahead and subscribe. And if there's a particular game you want me to cover in the future, please be sure to let me know in the comments. Alrighty guys, I think that's just about it for today, and I'll see you in the next episode.